From the Clark Ford Studio in Oxford, Mississippi, MBW Digital proudly presents the Oxford Exxon Podcast.
I'd say thanks for tuning in, but why am I going to give you a round of applause for something you're supposed to do, to be frank?
And now, here are your hosts, Chase Parham.
And broadcast school has really paid off.
And Neal McCready.
I deserve to be on TV.
Welcome to this Wednesday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal McCready, Clark Ford Studio here this morning. Jeffrey Wright will join us here in a little bit. His day is moved up from Thursday to Wednesday. He has an obligation tomorrow, so we talk a lot of Ole Miss-Memphis with Jeffrey. We go through kind of a viewer's guide of the weekend. Football starting obviously on Thursday, running all the way through Monday with Louisville and Florida State. No, not Florida State. Who is it? It's Notre Dame. Notre Dame, Louisville on Monday. So we'll talk a good bit of football today. Ole Miss had practice availability yesterday, again today as well. You can find that stuff at rebelgrove.com and more on rebelgrove.com as well. Picks debuting tomorrow, so plenty going on there on the website. We do have a website. You should subscribe. There's a message board and everything. It's pretty cool. Podcasts also are brought to you by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. Daiquiri, lunch specials, ribs, all the stuff you've come to know and love, including great gas prices, the mobile rewards program, the Speed Pass Plus app, and more there with the Oxford Exxon. And 1 week away from the bottomless refills returning. 49 cents for those bad boys. Take your Stadium Cup in, get a refill there with the Oxford Exxon. Again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call the number, ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. That's just the way it works. Super simple, really easy, no hassle, no haggle. Get your quote. The rest is up to you. You can decide how complicated you want to make it. You can shop around. That's certainly your prerogative. Or you can do what I've done and what so many others have done, and that's get yourself into a Clark Ford. You'll love the vehicle. You'll love the service you get during the sale, the service you get after the sale. Corey wants to be your long-term truck guy, your long-term car guy. He'll start to prove to you what that means when you call the number 662-257-1900. And before we get started, let me answer the question. It's ABC. The game is on ABC. Yes, it's on television. It's on ABC. ABC.
Now, if you have DirecTV, that could pose some issues.
If you have DirecTV, like I do, that could pose some real issues. I think it can still be on the ESPN app, which you should be able to stream.
Can you stream it with your DirecTV login, though? Or does that block it, too?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So
I don't have an answer there. I'm not sure.
You might be screwed. You
might want to have a local establishment at least in your pocket if necessary.
Yes. So my answer to you before you hit me with your email or your text or whatever with where can I watch the game, if you have DirecTV, if I were you, I would start searching for an alternative venue.
Okay.
I would call around. If you wait until 11:02 on Saturday morning, that's on you. I know that's not politically correct to say that that's not smart, but it's not smart. The game's on ABC. If you have DirecTV or ATT Uverse, as of right now, you're not going to be able to watch it at your house.
We have not discussed this, and I have not asked anybody yesterday, but Lenore Ryan putting out their new bear mascot, that looks like Rebels just put a new jersey on.
It looks just like him.
Did they buy Rebel? Did he enter? Did he enter the transfer portal?
I'll say this. I said it all along. That mascot was going to work. People had quit bitching about it, at least publicly. I mean, I'm sure there were some old men that were still worked up about it, but, I mean, come on.
It's no alien can opener, but it's fine.
I mean, Father Time was going to take care of that remnant of protest. I mean, being honest. You know, we're all going to die.
It was just the lack of wanting to embrace it as much as anything else.
Yeah, it was on the university for refusing to go, hey, look, this is what we're doing. This is the mascot. It's for kids. It's fine. It actually was kind of funny. And now they got the lizard, and it no one gets it. Everybody makes fun of it.
The lizard.
You know what's funny is that the branding on the shark, like all the M
good.
is so good, and the mascot is so bad.
I forget about him. Every time I see him, I go, oh, yeah, that's the mascot.
It's hard to forget.
I do. I forget about it. It completely is never in my mind until I see him, and then it always takes this half a second to go, oh, yeah, Tony.
I see the branding stuff, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that. And then I see the mascot, and I'm like, how? And then the way he moves around, I don't know. I should shut up. It's get a fluffy shark. Oxford High School unveiled their new mascot, Bolt, the horse.
It's a horse?
It's kind of a horse-looking thing. They're the Chargers, so I guess it's some sort of
horse-looking thing?
I think a bronco or a horse or whatever. Hell, I don't know. My point is it just looked like a mascot. You know, it's fluffy. And everybody around me go, well, Oxford High School can get it right.
Really? You got a little of that?
Oh, heard it immediately.
Really?
Yeah. Just break out a fluffy mascot.
The San Jose Sharks were the template.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a shark.
Yeah, I mean, nobody gives a damn. Just break out a fluffy shark.
I didn't really mean to get off into a mascot discussion this morning. I look at this guy and I go, yeah, that's Rebel. That's him.
It looks just like
That's the dude that put the box on his head.
Yeah.
Hung out with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
He had a lot of stuff going on in his short life.
He did.
I mean, that dude had plans.
He was going places, man. I mean, not Lenore Ryan, but he was going places.
Not Lenore Ryan.
And now it's just, I'll never completely get it. Now, I think they've made money off the branding with the shark thing.
Have they?
I would guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good logo. It's a great logo.
It's a great logo.
I mean, it really is.
Wasn't there like a shark? This might even be before your time. When I was a kid, we used to watch on Saturday morning the Laugh Olympics.
I have no idea what you're talking about, bud.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, it was fantastic. You should Google it.
The Laugh Olympics.
And there was a Laugh Olympics, and there was I want to say there was a shark character on Laugh Olympics. He was one of the bad guys, I think, but.
Okay.
The Grape Ape was in the Laugh Olympics, for example.
Are you done?
You don't remember any other thing about see, you're so much younger than me.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Literally.
Everybody my age remembers Saturday morning watching the Laugh Olympics. You watch the Laugh Olympics in the morning, and then you watch wrestling at night.
Laugh Olympics. Hold on. Okay, while I'm doing this, I know there's content on rebelgrove.com, but what was said about Alex Givens to kill some time while I'm looking for this?
Okay.
Because, I mean, let's make sure we put the right things in context, so go ahead.
I'm delirious with football stuff. I'm going to talk.
They're going to play a game in 3 days. Now, I promise.
And then I refuse to talk. I'm announcing right now. It's Thursday. It's Wednesday morning. After the following statement about Alex Givens, I will not talk about offensive line again until they play a game. I can't do it anymore. I'm maxed out. He practiced. He was limited. They will wait and see how he feels today, and then go forward with what he can do today. I think the hope is that he's going to be able to play some on Saturday. I don't sense a plan in place for him to take 70 snaps, for example.
Well, I don't see how that's possible.
I don't either. Because one of the things they talked about, and they're exactly right, is that, look, there are 11 games after this one that you'd like to have him play in. So, yes, while you would love to have him on the field to help you win this game, if you bring him back and ask him to do too much too soon in this game, you could lose a bunch of games while trying to win this game. So they do have to have a big picture view. And then we asked, if he's back, what does that do to the offensive line? And I think Jack Bicknell gave us a pretty good answer. I don't know. We'll have to see. They've got a lot of shuffling. Bicknell's NFL background has helped him with this group tremendously. Because rather than letting people get shoehorned into one spot, they're playing right and left, guard and tackle. There's a lot of versatility. It is a big part of their recruiting plan moving forward at multiple positions is to be versatile, to sign versatile people who can play different spots, not just, hey, you're a nose tackle. You are a right guard. They're trying to have more versatility with the people that they sign, and I think Bicknell is somewhat forcing that with the offensive line, and I say that in a good way. But as for Givens, it was a positive development. There was someone who tweeted yesterday that he's back. Well, that's really premature. It was the same person that said that they had earned the decals on their helmets, which is complete and utter horseshit. They put the decals on the helmet on game week. The first game week,
so they're
every
not messed up.
Season.
Yeah, so they're not messed up.
Yeah, and they just put them on this week. They didn't earn them. The game's Saturday. Some people try too hard. Maybe I'll get called back in for we can have another consultation for the criticism.
By the way,
The answer's no, I'm not coming.
You're asking me if I know Laugh Olympics, and now maybe I know it from some other name and seen some replays or whatever, reruns.
Yeah.
The original release was September 10th, 1977 until October 28th, 1978. I was not born until December of 83.
Did the Laugh Olympics only last 1 year?
That is what the Wikipedia page says.
Wow.
And I'm assuming that is correct because I'm looking at episodes here, and it looks like there are only 2 seasons.
Well, it was fantastic.
There are only 24 episodes.
Old. It was must-watch Saturday morning television.
It obviously made an impact on you.
Like Captain Caveman was on that.
Yeah, I'm seeing like Yogi Bear and...
Yogi?
Yeah.
Was there a shark like named Jabba or something? You see a shark?
Hold on. Jabba?
Something like that.
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw.
It's a 30-minute Saturday morning animated series. It's a shark. It was on ABC from September 11th to December 18th, 1976.
Huh.
Yeah. But he was also on the Laugh Olympics, yes.
He was on Laugh Olympics.
He was, yes.
It was a fantastic show.
Okay. Anything else tomorrow? I mean, from yesterday?
We talked to Jerry on Ely.
Okay.
I know that you'll find this hard to believe. He's very confident. We talked to Keydron Smith. He feels more comfortable.
Jerry and Ely or Snoop Connor getting more snaps on Saturday?
I'd say similar.
Okay.
I think they're different backs. I think Ely's more of a space guy and Connor's more of a between the tackles guy.
Okay.
And then we talked to Tyrone Nix, and I asked a whole bunch of questions about Sam Williams, and he said he's a really good player. We need to play a game, Chase. We need a game. We need a game to be played.
That's why we're talking about the Laugh Olympics.
We're at the point in journalism where it's late August. We have talked about this team now for today's the 28th. They started camp basically August the 1st. So we're 4 weeks with no game to talk about. We've not seen a scrimmage. I've seen one live rep. Benito Jones blocked a field goal. That's literally the extent of what I've seen. I've run out of things to talk about. I feel like every show is Groundhog Day, and we're just repeating ourselves. and there's nothing I can do about it. I need them to play a game, and so right now, frankly, Laugh Olympics are interesting.
You do seem quite put out with August right now.
Olympics. 24 episodes. Yep.
Why are you so put out with it right now?
No, I'm just ready for him to play a game. I have nothing. There's nothing more I can possibly say. I have no more original thought.
Okay.
Do you?
I'm good.
You're going to talk to Matt Corral tonight. You're going to get Matt Luke tonight.
Okay.
And I guess you'll get somebody else tonight. Matt Luke will probably give you some form of an update on Alex Givens, which is interesting. The Givens thing is interesting. I think everybody else is healthy with the exception of Montrell Custis, and they knew that he wouldn't be ready by now. And they're ready to play a game. I suspect the coaches would tell you they're ready to play a game. Ready to see what they got. Because I don't think you really know what you have until you play a couple of games.
We'll have a lot. I mean, we'll be able to really talk after Arkansas. We'll do it every day before then, but we will really be able to talk after Arkansas. Sure.
I mean, if you told me that I could fast forward to Monday the 9th and you'd give me those results, I'd be able to have a pretty, as intelligent as I'm ever going to be conversation about where they are and what they look like and what they need to do and what's possible and what's not possible and those kinds of things. Until then, it's like Jerry and Ely. He's not going to tell me the game plan. How much are you going to be used? A lot. Where are you playing? Everywhere.
Well, it was very similar to Mike McIntyre on Monday. He got asked, hey, how does the 3-4 go with the RPO game or something like that? And he goes, we'll see Saturday. And that was it. Like, what do you want to say? Well, when they move here, we're going to move here. And then, okay.
Matt Corral's going to be confident tonight. He's not going to tell you,
hey, I'm a nervous freaking wreck.
Well, I tell you what, guys, it's my first start. I can feel it. The butterflies feel like jet airplanes flying around in my stomach, and I haven't slept particularly well lately. I started to get a little antsy, a little anxious, a little ready to go. No, he's going to tell I feel good, whether he feels good or not. We're at that point. We need a game to be played. It's not even. I can hear people going, "Oh, you're being a jerk." No, I'm not. I just need a game to be played. Need to be able to look at something on a field with the scoreboard and the clock running and the whole deal, and have an assessment of what they are and where they are. And it's like I've said this all along. I feel like saying anything that is any kind of a definitive opinion sets yourself up to look like a complete moron, because I don't know. They could be really good. They could be really bad. No clue.
There were some rumors about Laramie Tunsil and his trade bait yesterday. Apparently, none of those are true. Reading from a couple Dolphins writers, Dolphins discussing a long-term extension for Laramie somewhere in that 5 years, $84 million range, which is $17 million a year, and says that while they would like Jadeveon Clowney, Laramie Tunsil is not part of any trade talks whatsoever.
Yeah, I can remember telling some Ole Miss people the first game of 2013, watching him warm up. I can remember turning and looking at a couple of people and saying, that's the person you guys need to make sure you have a good relationship with. He's going to be the one that has all the money.
And he is the one that comes back to town.
Yeah, and he's going to be the one that has all the money.
Yeah.
Because so far, Robert and Laquan, it's not happening.
Well, I saw that yesterday. I thought, you don't trade a preeminent left tackle for basically anyone, unless Patrick Mahomes wants to come join your team.
Yeah, literally the list of people, if I were the Dolphins, that I would trade Laramie Tunsil for. I'd do it for Mahomes, I think. That's about it.
That's about it.
I guess I'd think about it for a Baker Mayfield, maybe. It's such a quarterback league, young quarterback.
But he's going to be a top 3 left tackle maybe this season.
Oh, and that's conservative. I mean, I think you could argue that he's going to be a top 1 left tackle within the next 12 to 24 months. He's still young.
Played guard his first season.
Yeah, I mean, he's very athletic. He's young. He's kind of a funny guy. Got a lot of personality. He's actually a marketable person.
They'll get it done.
Oh yeah, they're not. Come on, they're not trading him. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, who in the NFL would you?
I mean, it is the Dolphins, so you never know. But
well, yeah, they're insane. But if just your normal GM of a team, if you had Laramie Tunsil, and you said, okay, we've decided we're going to trade him. Here's the list of people we'll trade him for. It's a really short list.
Yeah, you could put it on a Post-it.
Yeah, it would literally be young quarterbacks, young proven quarterbacks who could be the face of your franchise for 10 to 15 seasons. That would be the qualification.
Yeah.
And that list, as we know, because we talk about it all the time, is super small.
Yeah. I'll talk to Jeffrey in 1 second. Before the do, I'll tell you about Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. All underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. They're getting local underwriting. It understands your market, a leader in condo financing, and the float down option, so you can lock in the current rate. But if rates go down before you close, you get the lower rate. Also, rates are as low as they've been in about 2 years. So good time to buy, good time to refinance. You can do that at 662-234-2704 or JLOWE at communitymtg.com.
We are also sponsored by 7 South Tailgating. You're starting to get ready for the football season. September is chock full of home games, and 7 South offers packages for any budget, any party size, any number of games needed. Whether you're coming to one game, all 7, or somewhere in between, they can build a tailgating package to suit your needs and your budget. If you prefer to use your own personal tailgating gear, they'll store, maintain, clean, and repair that gear as needed throughout the season. If you prefer to rent some or all gear from 7 South, they offer many colors, types, and sizes to choose from. Call or go online today for a more detailed quote customized to your specific needs. 662-321-1682 or visit 7southtailgating.com. We're also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB gives you the comfort of home and all the benefits the big mega banks provide, all the technology and products you can want, all with the personal touch. OUB offers its customers the absolute best cash checking account. It's called Kasasa, and with Kasasa, OUB will pay customers 2.5% interest on their balances up to $50,000. To learn more about OUB, check out liveoxfordbankoxford.com or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. Podcast also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, that's the place to go. Grenada Nissan's located just off Interstate 55 in Grenada, Mississippi. They have a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. Go in, tell Gene and Sandy that you heard about Grenada Nissan on this podcast or at rebelgrove.com, and you'll get Rebel savings on top of the already great deals at Grenada Nissan. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. And we're brought to you by Harry Alexander. Harry is an Oxford-based RE/MAX Legacy Realty agent. He has been in Oxford more than 4 decades. No one knows the residential and condo market in Oxford better than Harry. He's also a big part of Savannah Square. It's a new 9-acre development, 0.7 of a mile from the Oxford downtown square, conveniently located east of North Lamar, just a short stroll from the Midtown Shopping Center. To learn more about Savannah Square, go to savannahsquareoxford.com and then get in touch with Harry at 662-801-5621.
Podcast also brought to you by Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com is the website. Go to the events page, see everything going on locally. It really picks up next week leading into the home opener against Arkansas. You've got the First Tuesday Music Series September 3rd at Bryan Hall. You've got Thacker Mountain Radio September 5th. You've got the public double-decker bus tours September 6th beginning. They are the Friday before every home football game from 4 to 5 and much more as well. So everything to where to stay, what to eat, do and see, and the events page. Find out that and much more. Visit oxfordms.com/events. And now we'll go and speak with one Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright on this Wednesday morning instead of Thursday. He's got a little obligation tomorrow, so we've moved things up a day, 3 days before Ole Miss and Memphis, 11 a.m. Liberty Bowl on Saturday on ABC. I still don't have a lot of answers for the people that are having the DirecTV, ABC issues. Jeffrey, have you gotten that question, and do you have any answer for those humans?
The truth is, I think actually the people that would maybe have more insight even than us here in Memphis, the Dallas crew. So Nexstar is the parent company of 100 or so local affiliates, two of which include Memphis's ABC 24 and CW 30. But the company is out of Dallas. I did think my favorite note that I saw yesterday is like their stock price has tanked.
Ooh.
Because it turns out investors do not have a ton of confidence in a multimedia conglomerate or a media conglomerate that is restricting their content from being on the largest satellite provider in the United States of America and one of the largest cable providers in America. So good for them.
I mean, I'm not having a hard time drumming up sympathy, if that's what you're asking. So,
oh no. Like, I think Nexstar. Listen, I'm sure dealing with it. If anything has been proven over time, dealing with AT&T and dealing with DirecTV is not exactly the most pleasant experience. But in general, like, pretty much everyone has to deal with them. Like, and when DirecTV is wrong, like when they were with the SEC network, they fixed it. And so this stalemate has been going on for so long that I guess it's conceivable. Like sometimes, you feel like you'll read, like out of nowhere, you'll just read a press release that states this game will now, or whatever, this channel, congratulations, these channels have been added back to the lineup. But this one has been going on for a period of time that I'm not hopeful. So if you're in the Memphis area, or if you need local channels or you get the Memphis channels, like if you're in Oxford, is there a Tupelo station?
There is a Tupelo station. It's
is it NBC? I know CBS we would get 2. I thought we got 2 for NBC. I couldn't remember if it was 8. Maybe it was Fox we didn't get 2, and then ABC.
Now that in saying that, I'm not sure. Our Hulu finally switched to Tupelo channels. I was getting Memphis channels forever, and now I'm getting Tupelo channels on local.
I cannot remember specific, and in fairness, this was for MetroCast cable or whatever the crap Max South is. So there was, most networks had both the Memphis and the Tupelo station, but if I recall, it was either ABC or Fox that did not.
Which was cool for you on NFL Sundays, other than if you didn't have ticket, because you would get 2 different viewing territories.
Correct. And all you had to do is pay like $225 for cable that didn't work.
Because I'm very aware that the Saints are in the Tupelo territory, but not in the Memphis territory.
Indeed they are.
Yeah, because Cowboys come up. So, I don't know. I mean, that would be one thing to do if you wanted to do it. People could obviously spend 1 month on Hulu or YouTube Live or something like that for a day.
I would rather be dead than watch my team play 3 plays behind. Especially if you have your computer open. Oh, God.
And Twitter's giving you every answer before it happens?
Yeah.
That is just a non-starter for you, isn't it?
I've never even considered cutting the cord.
Yeah. You like to be in real time.
No, that's not a tough guy thing. That's like I understand it's absurd, but I also understand I'm not even going to be able to go down that path. Like, it's bad enough on, like, back when I was, when I had to stream Sunday Ticket rather than have the option to watch it on DirecTV. But when I got the house here in Memphis, like, I was so happy. It's like, oh, thank God, I can finally get real DirecTV. I won't have to stream Sunday Ticket. I'll be so happy. And I wasn't wrong.
We'll get into Ole Miss and Memphis in a second. What's sort of your viewer's guide for Saturday, though? What are you interested around the landscape?
Saturday itself, or do you like the whole week?
Yeah, go ahead. Whole week if you want it.
I love Utah tomorrow night. Love them. love them. I think BYU stinks, and I think that coach is a dum-dum.
What's the line?
It's like 4.5, 5.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
I think he's a dummy.
Because Utah's the trendy pick to sort of shake it up potentially, right?
Well, they play hard, and everyone's going to go, it's a rivalry game. And it's like, but they have better players than BYU right now. Like, that's a significant aspect.
Whittingham's a good coach.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's consistent. His teams, he may get beat, but his teams week in, week out look like the same football team.
Is it crazy, or is Utah the top contender against Washington in that league?
I think so, because I think the South is so bad. Like the Pac-12 South. Do you believe in USC?
No.
Do you believe in UCLA?
Not even a little bit.
We saw what Arizona is.
Yeah, Arizona State's what Arizona State is.
Arizona State's kind of
They're fine.
Well, Arizona State's kind of another version of what Utah is. Like, Arizona State wasn't great last year, but they did look like the same team week in, week out. It's just their quarterback was very up and down. When he was good, they looked good, but like defensively, like they were always solid. And I definitely give Herm credit for that. Like, I think they are a significantly more consistent team. So I think on Thursday, obviously UCLA, Cincinnati. That's interesting to me.
It's a palate cleanser.
Well, it's interesting to me because I think this Chip Kelly thing. I never thought this was quite the home run that apparently everyone else did. Yeah, and then the other ones, Utah and BYU. Those are really kind of the only interesting ones for me.
That's a 9:15 kick, by the way.
Correct. And then I have an MUS game on Friday, but
is it at home?
It is at home. It should also be a game where the clock should run.
So you'll catch, if you give a crap, Colorado State, or Oklahoma State, Oregon State.
I might even, fingers crossed, be able to catch. I'm hoping the Wisconsin-South Florida game's competitive. I might be able to catch like the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is that week where you try to OD on football, isn't it? It's back, and it's like, yeah, Wisconsin, South Florida, why not? Sure.
Not only that, your brother and I were talking like, listen, we can find beauty. We can find beauty in just about any football game, but we looked at each other and we're like, week one's kind of gross. Like, we gotta kind of close our eyes, grit our teeth. Like we're not gonna be happy about this, but football is back. As you mentioned, I think Oklahoma State or Oregon State it's enough to where it's interesting enough to where I will at least flip it on at 9:30. Then Saturday, of course, Ole Miss-Memphis. We'll be doing the podcast after the game. I don't give two craps about Duke and Alabama.
So South Carolina, North Carolina is fascinating to me.
That's always I don't know why. It's always like a deliciously, like it's a good, bad game. It feels like every year it's always a good, bad game.
I told Neil yesterday, for me, it's the coordinators for Carolina. Jay Bateman coming from Army and having to defend 40 plays a game, essentially, to now having to play defense with Phil Longo on the other side of his huddle.
That's a lot of range there.
My God.
I guess I talked myself into Duke, Alabama, because I don't know. I wish
that line is so big.
I don't care about that one. I only care about the first half.
Okay. You got Bama first half line?
Oh, yeah.
What is that line, like 15?
Week in, week out. No, they've had to adjust because Alabama's murdered the first half lines. I think it's like 20.
That is huge.
Yeah, well, it's Duke.
Without Dan Jones.
Yeah. I got Tua.
Okay.
Scrolling down. Oh, it was nice to see James Franklin in the news, wasn't it?
I mean, technicalities and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we all remember him being really concerned about Jordan Matthews' health that day in Nashville with Ole Miss in 2012. Or 13, whatever it was.
Extremely.
13. It was 13.
Then, of course, the Neal McCready special. This game should be, I understand it's on the West Coast, but this game, out of principle, should be played at 11 o'clock on like ESPN2, Northwestern and Stanford.
Are we in on Stanford still? What's our take on the Cardinal for 2019?
You know, David Shaw used to always rub me the wrong way. I liked watching Stanford, but he always bothered me. I don't think the years have been kind to him.
Star's fallen a little there, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Let's see. Scrolling down.
Will you even turn on Georgia Vanderbilt?
Yes, because that's my bet of the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Georgia murders them.
It's 20? Is that right? 20?
Yeah, I think Georgia's going to murder them. Okay. I don't think Vanderbilt's going to score this year. I think I might be back. Daddy might be back to Vandy unders.
The running back is good. I see nothing else.
I mean, okay, water's wet. Like, the reason why they were good the last couple of years, or they had, they were a team with a pulse, is Shermer's kid's good. Like, he was a completely good college quarterback. Boise, Florida State, I think is interesting on Saturday night. And
obviously
yeah.
Auburn, Oregon.
Yeah. Does this feel like a year where Kirk Ferentz, is this the year where like he's going to somehow like lose 7 games?
Ooh. I could see that.
Ever since they flipped the divisions, he's been good. Because he's in the right division. Like, no one can, like, he's really good at, like, beating the teams that he should beat.
Which equals 7-5, 8-4, no matter what.
Correct. I think Virginia Pitt's kind of interesting.
Meh. Okay.
Let's see. What about, what's our snack games? Oh, yeah, and then Fresno, USC.
USC.
This is not an official pick yet, but I'll tell you what. Fresno plus 13.5 is high in your boy.
Have any interest in Missouri at Wyoming just because of Kelly Bryant?
I guess. Like, yeah, I mean, that feels very TV3. Like, it deserves ATV, but God forbid it gets sound.
Okay. Plus, you don't know what crew you're getting it all for that thing.
That's 100% true.
Lord knows who's calling that game.
Of course, the game of the weekend, as everyone knows, is you're going to give me 25 points and I get to bet against Jalen Hurts. Oh, my God. Blessed.
Oh, you're all in on Houston on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is Houston good?
I don't know. It's a principal bet. I'm getting points and get to bet against Jalen Hurts. Hey, it's a put up or shut up year for me. You know as well as anyone, I've been consistent on I think Lincoln Riley is massively overrated. Go do it with Hurts, big boy.
Yeah. It's no longer Baker and Kyler.
You don't have 2 number 1 picks running your offense anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Notre Dame, Louisville, just because it finishes the week, but that is an ugly, terrible football game.
I don't know about you, but like I just feel dirty. Like the Monday night Labor Day game is reserved for Virginia Tech or for Florida State, one of them, or both.
Preferably playing each other.
Yeah, like that is nothing sacred anymore.
Could even had they not done it last week, could have even given me a Florida State Miami game. I'll take it.
Yeah, that one used to be on Labor Day every now and then.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
So, ad nauseum, we've discussed this Memphis Ole Miss game. Finally, here on Saturday morning, we've done this every single week. Is there any final thought or any change of opinion as we finally get to it?
So you and I have talked on and off air ad nauseum about it.
Yep.
I think when you read the number of snaps for offensive linemen yesterday on the show.
Yep.
I think that was quite telling. Now, I don't know what Memphis thinks they're better up front on defense. You know what I mean? Like, it's so tough for me to sit there. Like, I know, like, people like want to like wring my neck. Like, well, are you being a homer or not? It's like, what do you want me to say? Like, they only practice against themselves. Like, it's not like I get to go see how they do against other people. I know that they have added some JUCO talent. They've added some transfer talent. You know, does that mean you can probably scheme them and expose them a little bit? History would suggest yes, but I just don't know about Ole Miss's offensive line. Like, can you out scheme them with a young offensive line that a lot of kids are going to be playing their first meaningful snaps ever?
I thought the line snaps and just the inexperience and just the line in general, I thought that was more telling early season in general more than necessarily Memphis, because like what you said, I don't know how Memphis's front seven on defense can exploit it or not exploit it. Take a break in our talk with Jeffrey Wright to tell you about Mastercut's Lawn and Landscape, premium lawn care throughout northern Mississippi, but a lot more as well. Everything from custom playgrounds, retaining walls, pool decks, outdoor living spaces with paver patios, forestry mulching, and much more. The path to your dream backyard, easier than you think. You can find them online at gomastercuts.com for a free quote or 662-607-7773. Again, that's gomastercuts.com.
The podcast also brought to you by Pinnacle Trust based in Madison, Mississippi. They also sponsor the Mind on My Money podcast, which will be out later today. We talked about the dreaded R word, recession. Talked about it a little bit, how it, if that happens, and it probably will, how that's going to affect you and your money. So you should listen. Pinnacle Trust provides detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. At Pinnacle Trust, investing is treated like a commodity. Decisions are made using objective information and research, not emotions. Pinnacle Trust also offers the Pinnacle Trust 401k advisory services. If your company's retirement plan is not performing at the level that you think it should be, get in touch with Pinnacle Trust. Their advisory services team can conduct a complimentary, no-obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention that you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the Oxford Exxon podcast. You'll get 10% off your first year's fees. It's pintrust.com, P-I-N-N trust.com. My mailbag is up at rebelgrove.com. It is brought to you by the Westin Jackson. The Westin Jackson is in downtown Jackson. It's a Marriott property, also home to Soul Spa, the ultimate luxury spa experience in downtown Jackson, and Estelle Wine Bar and Bistro, where you can sip on a creative craft cocktail or enjoy their curated wine list. It's open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch. You'll love it. Everything Chef Caden makes is delicious and fantastic, and it's right there at the downtown Jackson, Westin Jackson. So gather at Estelle tonight. And brought to you by John Edwards of Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. If you are thinking about a trip, one that you want to be memorable, one that you want to be something your family will never forget, get in touch with John. He's part of Virtuoso. It's a worldwide network of travel partners that allows John to supply his clients with added values and unique benefits that are simply not available to other travelers. Get in touch with him. Give him a budget, give him some parameters, and no, you don't have to live anywhere near Memphis to take advantage of his services. He's going to give you options that you won't find on your own. 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients can save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast.
But I do think that is the matchup of the game. If Ole Miss protects, they are going to win the football game, period.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you. If I would phrase it this way, I think if Memphis gets pressure on Corral, I think Memphis wins. If they don't, I think Ole Miss wins. And
because that also clogs up the running game for Ole Miss. I mean, if Ole Miss is blocking Memphis, protecting, and creating seams, Ole Miss's backs are going to have a day.
I think so. And I don't know. I guess if I could see two statistics, I would want to see Corral's line. And then if you told me I couldn't see that, I'd want to see the conversion rate in the red zone for both teams.
Okay.
If Ole Miss scores touchdowns, I think they'll be pretty good. Let me phrase it. I think they'll be pretty good on Saturday. But I just, you know what I mean? Like, you look at it with the recruiting numbers, Ole Miss still probably has more depth, probably has better players. But what makes it difficult to determine is Memphis has gotten a ton of transfers. And so you can't just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not apples to apples.
I think Ole Miss can come out of it with a win and feel good about themselves, but not necessarily know a lot. I think if we know much on Saturday afternoon, it's probably in the negative. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think it's one of those deals where if you don't block Memphis and you struggle with this, and this, you look up and go, well, hell, Memphis isn't very good compared to everybody else you're playing. So you kind of start adjusting those expectations. But if Ole Miss dominates the line of scrimmage, scores, wins this game, I don't know. I mean, pick your score, but 38-25 or 24 or something like that. I think that you go, hey, okay, I see some building blocks, but I'm still not sure you know anything about this team or this program at that point.
I completely agree, because I think this will be – I think, like, you can get your team ready to play this game and win this game, but I don't know if that's necessarily – like, that's not going to prepare you for what you have to do the rest of the season. Like, I don't think Memphis is going to even prepare you for Cal. Like, I completely agree with you.
Arkansas.
The other thing that concerns me a little bit is Memphis has some good – they have 2 good tight ends. They got a couple of good receivers. And they've got a downhill running back in Patrick Taylor. And if they get him going – I know water is wet, but, man, do you feel good about those linebackers in coverage?
I mean, we haven't seen it. I mean, it's Lakia Henry's first start.
Again, I think that's kind of the thing that I think is fascinating about this game is that the same questions for Ole Miss are the same questions for Memphis. Memphis is breaking in 3 new starters on the offensive line that no one really knows anything about one way or the other. Memphis likes the quarterback. They think he's made improvements. They think he's going to be better in year 2, but there is still some uncertainty. I think you could say the same thing with Corral. Like, everyone around the program thinks Matt Corral is going to be a very good player, but do they know if he's going to be a great player at 11 a.m. on his first road start? Everyone that I've talked to says, I don't know. And it's not an I don't know in the negative. It's that they literally don't know. They're like, we don't know. We hope, but we don't know.
I can't get over the fact that Memphis still has not actually beaten anyone.
Well, neither is Ole Miss.
Well, I know, but my point being, everybody goes, well, hey, the reason this line is where it is because Memphis is blank. Well, are they? Are they not? I don't know.
The reason why the line is the way that it is advanced metrics love Memphis because Brady White, despite not really passing the eye test last year, he was very productive.
Doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Correct. In production, as you know as well as anyone, production, like particularly like S&P Plus, production matters. And so, like, that's a big part of it. But, I mean, if you're asking me to bet on which quarterback I think will make fewer mistakes, I think I'd bet on Brady rather than Corral.
We'll just experience at home.
Experience.
Doesn't have to do as much because of the way the offense is set up, frankly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Brady White at times, like, looked bad last year. He's still never thrown more than 2 picks in a game. Like, he takes care of the ball. So, like you said, I mean, if Ole Miss gets their running backs going, I think they're going to have a very good day. It's the same thing also, though, with Memphis. It's like, okay, their defense wasn't very good last year. They bring in a new coordinator that they feel very good about, and they think that that's going to make a big difference. Does that sound familiar?
The dude from Marshall?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's
I know what you mean.
You can take the label Memphis or Ole Miss, and almost the same questions apply to each team.
I do think, though, for Ole Miss at least, it's that deal where they might have a higher level of improvement based off coordinators simply because, frankly, they're competent. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they were not lining up correctly last season. Not lining up.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's changing the game. That's not my point. But I'm just saying there is a certain something to that.
Weirdly, though, that sometimes worked to Ole Miss's advantage on defense because they were so out of position that teams couldn't figure out, like, what they were in.
Well, yeah.
Like, it did occasionally. Now, the problem is when they would bust it so bad that, like, someone just be standing open by 50 yards. Like, yeah, that was the problem. But for me, I think the improvements on the offensive scheme are exponential. Defense, yes, obviously McIntyre is a competent head coach, but I mean, Mike has 3 games against Norvell when Norvell was at Arizona State. He went 0-3 and gave up 46 a game. Now, granted, that was, you can also do a sample size issue of that because Norvell left Arizona State to become the head coach at Memphis the year that the year that Mike got Colorado going and had his best couple of teams. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if any of that matters, but I think what Memphis is going to do is I think Memphis is probably going to put 4 receivers on the field, and they're going to try and get Ole Miss to substitute and wear them out all day.
And have to make decisions in the open field.
Correct.
How much is Rich Rod going to let Corral run?
How bad do they need to win this game?
Whatever it is that's just below a must-win.
A lot.
Yeah. It's not a must-win, but whatever's right below that.
Yeah.
I mean, the season opener coming off probation is not a must-win, but ticket sales, enthusiasm, anticipation, anything along those lines, it is. Because if you win the first one, you're not staring down into, frankly, what would be a must-win against Arkansas the next week to keep chaos from happening.
Yeah, I think it'll be wide open on Saturday.
Do you really?
I don't think. Now, if he takes a couple of shots, I can see where Luke says to Rodriguez, "Hey, we don't have a whole lot behind him."
Yeah. Let's keep him upright as much as possible.
I get it. They believe in their guys behind him. Everyone does, but I'm just saying. I think Matt Luke and Rich Rodriguez know this team will go as Corral goes.
What I found interesting with your Giannotto on with us yesterday, he mentioned Memphis. He thought 9-3-ish. Picked a win over Ole Miss. I know I'm asking you to speak for someone and probably an interview you didn't hear, but point being, if they beat Ole Miss, aren't they better than 9-3? I kind of have a hard time computing those two together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mark's opinion is that Ole Miss is not Memphis's toughest game this year. Mark thinks that they kind of end with a stretch of at South Florida, at Houston, Cincinnati at home. Then they have a weird game going to Temple on a Thursday night where any degenerate knows that's where dreams go to die. There's nothing like the home field advantage of 7 people inside Lincoln Financial Field, and somehow year in, year out, that is the biggest home field advantage in all of college football.
Do they play there every week?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Okay.
But I'm not kidding you. Go look at the Action Network home field advantage. They're the third best. They have the third best home field advantage. Yes, it makes no sense. I cannot explain it. Yeah, he thinks that stretch of Cincinnati, USF, Houston, Temple, and Navy. Navy's always a tough game for Memphis. I think he thinks they go 2-3 in that scenario.
If they do it again, isn't Memphis just what Memphis is? I mean, at some point, Norvell has to actually win these games, right?
I mean, Norvell's
not to get fired. I don't mean that. But I'm just saying where people. I mean, there's no reason to keep having the hey, are they the best group of 5 team or anything like that if you can't win those games consistently.
Well, let me tell you what. No matter what anyone says on this station, Memphis loses this game, that fan base is already turning their attention to basketball.
Really? One game?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because that won't be hard to do.
No, I mean, but Norvell's done a pretty good job of, I mean, they beat UCLA and Rosen came in. I get it was a 6-7 UCLA team, but I mean, that was a big game coming in.
Did they sweep that series, or did UCLA beat them out there?
UCLA beat them out there.
Okay.
It was competitive, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think what's more interesting is Mike Oresco, the AAC commissioner, yesterday on our show said that next year, with UConn leaving, the AAC is going to they're going to a not round robin, but they're going to basically they're getting rid of division play, and then they're going to have the unbalanced schedule. Memphis has greatly benefited from divisions.
Well, yeah, they've been to the title game 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah, and it's basically just beat Houston. But I mean, like, here's the thing. This is what you can do with Ole Miss. Matt has beaten one team that would be, a top 70 team that didn't get its quarterback hurt. The Kentucky game in 16 or whatever, 17.
Yeah, when DK caught the fade or whatever there at the end.
Yeah. Damn good catch.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I guess that's right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, when people do that about Memphis, like, I always just want to, I don't know, this whole game has me feel like I'm taking crazy pills because, like, I get it from both sides. And I'm just, like, I feel like I am
You're
not
ready for 2:30 on Saturday.
I'm not a contrarian by nature, and I just feel like the whole time I'm just like explaining. I'm trying to apply context here, but I mean, at the end of the day, Chase, Matt Luke's 6-15-1 against the spread.
Yeah, I did not realize it was that bad that you mentioned it the other day.
6-15-1. Not good.
Have you inputted your pick for the week yet? I'm not telling you to use it. I'm just curious.
My picks? No, that will be done at about, let's see.
11:59.
Yeah, check that email around. Yeah, check that email sometime around. Yeah, sometime around midnight.
When I wake up the next morning.
Yeah, it should be there.
Okay. Fair enough. Who do you like, Auburn or Oregon? I mean, forget picks. Just that game. I'm curious.
Herbert against good defensive lines is not great.
Is Oregon good at all?
That's a great question. Is the Pac-12 good?
I know. Who's good out there? I think Cal's decent. Decent.
The Pac-12 is like...
I think it's a bunch of decent.
It's no one is truly god-awful, but no, I mean, that's kind of their problem is that they don't have enough top-end talents. Like, USC's not that good. Stanford's not that good. I guess the most interesting team to me is Washington with Eason.
Right now, favorite in all their games.
I think Washington's the most interesting team to me.
Which just means that they probably get to the playoff and get popped by Alabama or Clemson.
Well, they do have one thing that they haven't had different. Eason's got a fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Ole Miss smoked them that day, I left impressed with Eason because he was throwing bombs and it was hitting his guys in the hands and they could not catch it.
Are you buying any at all of this preseason Daniel Jones stuff?
Absolutely not.
None. Okay.
They are putting him in very good positions.
Will he play this year at all if Eli stays healthy?
I want, but I'm in the weird spot of I want them to play him week 1.
Just to get this out of the way?
Well, like, you drafted him. He is your guy. You took him at 6. He's your guy. Like, don't delay the inevitable. Like, play him this year. He'll have 16 games to either show you he's the guy or not, or after 16 games, you sit there and go, well, he didn't show us anything. We're 3-13. We got the number 1 pick. It's Tua time, baby.
What they do, and I get it's a whole different deal. Eli played the second half of his rookie year. Is that right?
Yeah, I think he came in around after the bye, maybe like week 9, something like that.
Okay.
And it might have been later. I think he might have gotten 6 starts.
Okay.
But yeah, it was basically he came in at the halfway point.
Last thing, I saw Hawkins with the ticket numbers from the Ole Miss side. What kind of crowd's expected Saturday?
I think if there's 45, it will be a win.
Okay. Liberty Bowl's pretty big, though. It holds a good number, right?
60.
Okay. So there's going to be gaps empty no matter what.
I would expect to see the tarps on Saturday.
Okay. Appreciate it, bud.
All right, guys.
Thanks to Jeffrey for giving us a little time this morning off of his normal schedule. The podcast also brought to you by G&M Pharmacy. They're on South Lamar in Oxford. 662-236-2222 is the phone number to give them a call to transfer your medications. If you were with one of the pharmacies that got bought out, you have to stay with the big box companies. You can go with G&M where they get to know you and you can trust them. They also deliver local in the Oxford area to your home or workplace. They offer MedSync to fill your prescriptions on the same day every month and make it easy on you. When you give them a call, you can also ask about the sildenafil. You can do that online as well at gndmpharmacy.com or tysondrugs.com, or the CBD oil. They've got the roll-on version now. I've actually used it a little bit at night. I'm sleeping better. I don't know. Is it that? Is it not that? No idea, but I am sleeping pretty well right now with it. They're in the roll-on variety. So again, 662-236-2222 to contact G&M.
The Ole Miss soccer team returns to the pitch this Thursday, August the 29th. That's tomorrow. As they take on Southeast Missouri at 7 p.m. Admission is free, so bring the family out and enjoy some Rebel soccer. Celebrate 125 seasons of Ole Miss football with this exclusive offer. Pick one conference game and one non-conference game, which includes parking, for just $125. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com. Rebel fans, be sure to secure your Rebel Flex Pass this season at the Vaught for just $249. New features this year include linking passes with friends, adding guest tickets, and more. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com. And the Ole Miss volleyball team kicks off their 2019 campaign at home this Friday for the Rebel Invitational. They're taking on Central Florida at 3 p.m. and Rice at 6 p.m. Admission's free. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com and join the Rebel football team back in the Vault for their 125th season on September the 7th versus the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tickets still remain and can be purchased by visiting OleMissTix.com. We are also brought to you by Splinter Creek. Splinter Creek is a gated conservation community located 8 miles southwest of Oxford, 75 minutes from the Memphis airport. Splinter Creek consists of 34 lakefront lots ranging in size from 2 to 25 acres. It includes 650 acres of lakes, pine, and hardwood forest, 6 miles of private roads. There are well-maintained running, cycling, and hiking trails. There's a preserve for turkey and deer, a flyway for birds, and it's home to bald eagles. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've been out there. You owe it to yourself to go look at it, if for nothing else, just to see the nature of it all. And if you're interested in making Oxford your long-term home, your retirement home, it's certainly an option you should look into. Absolutely beautiful land. The North Lake is 45 acres. The South Lake is 25. Partners Pond is 8 acres. The lakes are the main streets of Splinter Creek. Each one has a combination of docks, floating piers, a pavilion with fire pit, outdoor kitchen for use by homeowners, their families, and guests. There's just a lot there. You should check it out. It's been featured in Garden and Gun, Architectural Digest, and Southern Living. SplinterCreekMS.com or 601-898-2772 to schedule a tour with Tom Smith Land and Home Agents today.
I see ESPN did a bunch of bowl projections, and shockingly, they have Clemson, Alabama, and Georgia as the 3 teams in contention for that final game.
You're kidding.
I know we're all blown away.
Yeah, it's shocking.
So what you have to really like about college football is the lack of parity. Ohio State.
It tells you what it does is it tells you the absolute strength of college football, that going into a season, everybody knows who's going to be playing for the title, and everybody's excited anyway.
It's because the sport is so different on what success is.
Sure.
Every program can have something that they find successful that's not, hey, we have to go win the title. I mean, Ole Miss goes 8-4 this year. Their fan base will be just as excited as the team that goes 11-1 potentially.
Yeah, and obviously, I'm about to have the no crap moment here, but excuse me, it's more than that. It's you go, you come to the Grove and visit your friends that you haven't seen in a while, and your family gets together, and you visit your kid at school, and on any other year, I'd have no interest in going to an Arkansas football game, but now I'm excited I get to go to a game at some point, not to really go to the game, but I get to go see my daughter and meet her friends and see her life, and it's like that. College football's a completely different deal. It just shows you the power of it, because if it were only about the product on the field and competing for championships, quite frankly, there would be about 3.5, maybe 4.5 interested fan bases this year.
I see on this, they have Memphis in the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
Hell yeah. Where's that?
You don't know?
Mm-mm.
That is in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, Tampa.
Raymond James Stadium.
They got Ole Miss in the game?
Actually, yes. One of the people have Ole Miss bowling.
Where are we going? Liberty Bowl?
No.
Belk Bowl?
Nope.
Music City Bowl?
NRG Stadium, Houston.
Oh. Well, that wouldn't be so bad.
December 27th at 6:45.
Okay.
So you'll leave on, the 23rd? We'll do Christmas in Houston.
26th.
Hey, you got family there. Be all right.
Yeah, my brother's there. He's got a new house.
Yeah, you'd still not leave before the 26th. But
no.
Ole Miss and Baylor in the Academy Sports Outdoors Texas Bowl.
Oh, so Ole Miss and Baylor would finish this season and start next season. It'd be like a double header separated by 8 months.
Well, that'd be kind of neat.
Sure.
Why not?
Don't bother me. Why not?
And by the way, people, right now, if that were to happen, and and the fairy godmother said you were splitting games, you want to win the opener. By the way, you want to win the opener.
Yes, you want to win. You'll give them the NRG Bowl or whatever it's called.
Oh, gosh.
Let them have whatever goofy ass trophy comes with that.
I bet there is a goofy trophy that comes with that.
Probably so. Probably a big hat, like a big Texas hat thingy.
One of these dudes has stayed in the Outback Bowl. The Bulldogs are not going to the Outback Bowl.
Ooh.
Right?
No, they're going. I'm telling you, man, that they're the team that disappoints in the SEC.
Okay.
There are divisions of the league, in my opinion. There's the upper crust that there's nothing that can be done. They're going to win. Alabama, Georgia. That's about it. Those two. Then there are some teams that are going to be good but not great. LSU.
Probably Florida.
Probably Missouri this year just because the way their schedule works out. I'm probably missing somebody. Then there's going to be some volatile teams. Auburn. I saw somebody pick Auburn to go to the national championship game, which seems insane. But they're volatile. They could win a bunch of games, or, man, they could be total chaos. And then you've got unknowns. Ole Miss is in the unknowns, for sure. And then you have teams that, they're going to be okay, but nothing special. And then you have teams that are probably going to be bad. Just the league. Hey, Ole Miss is one of the biggest swing teams. And then I think State is a disappointment team. State's not going to release who is suspended until Saturday, by the way. And I do admire the media at Mississippi State because they're not taking that for an answer. They're digging in. They're going to reveal names before that.
And also pointing out that even just because they say a guy's out, it doesn't mean it's even for the suspension. It could be an injury.
Right.
They are not giving any specificity on what exactly is the problem.
But the good news is the media there is going to really dig in hard.
Well, look, the public has a right to know. I've heard that a time or two.
Yeah, the public should know. This is a state. Taxpayers pay these.
Taxpayers pay these kids?
Well, they do. I mean, these are their own scholarships. It's a public institution of higher learning. The fans have a right to know. Unlike the Ole Miss beat where we didn't do anything on that story, these guys are banging content out right now. God, they're so good. Hypocritical bastards.
This stat is kind of blowing my mind right here. I'm reading this from Darren Ravel, of all people. It says, amount bet on sports in Nevada in July 2018, $235 million. Big number.
Okay.
Amount Nevada operators won, not bet, won from penny slots in July 2019, $307 million.
Wow.
Penny slots.
As someone who's never gone and gambled in a casino, that's literally putting a penny in the.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, you know, you're putting the card in or whatever. I mean, and you can run it across lines, so you can bet much more than 1 cent on each whatever.
Gotcha.
But in theory, yes, you could bet a cent. But you can run it like across and up, and you can. I mean, it's not a huge bet, but you can push it a lot more than a penny. So yeah, you're not a big slot machine guy.
I've never done a slot machine.
Have you not really at all? Just had to walk by somewhere and hit the button?
I've never done it.
Why?
No reason. I've never done it. I've never been a big casino person.
Okay. What do you like in the casino?
It's a good question. I've gone and watched like the poker hands before.
Okay.
It's just not really my thing. I have no problem with it at all. It's kind of like NASCAR. It doesn't interest me, but I have no problem with people who love it. Cool. The gambling, like card games and stuff, it's just never appealed to me. I've no issue with it at all. There's no moral judgment. You know me pretty well. There's no such creature.
But you can. You've never sat down and played the poker at the casino.
I never have.
Okay.
I don't know that I know poker well enough to sit down and play it. I think if I were going to play, I'd probably have to play something like blackjack. I don't really know the rules of poker. I've never really played the game.
We can get us a penny slot machine on the internet for $1,095 if you'd like to purchase one. We can put that bad boy somewhere.
How would that work?
I don't know. I'm just telling you. I was searching for a picture of the penny slot machine that I knew existed, and I found one for sale.
Okay.
From OhioRiverSlots.com for $1,095.
I'm going to pass. My first tuition payment comes out this weekend, so.
Oh, does it?
Good.
Okay. It's fair.
Thank you, though.
I'm just hey. I mean.
No, I know there are people that find it very relaxing to go to casinos, and that's kind of what they do on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And, hey, all power to you. I have absolutely no problem with that. It just doesn't really do it for me.
My grandmother always thought there was a method to slot machines, and she was winning with some system. And I really wanted to make fun because that's not true, but she did win most of the time. So I thought she may have been onto something. I don't know.
You know, Tom Cruise, he has a little brother who wins a lot of money. He takes him to Vegas, and but I don't think it's slot machines. I think it's cards. I think it's count cards. He loves Jeopardy. Loves it.
Judge Wapner.
Yeah. Loves. Yeah.
Has to watch people score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't look a lot like his brother. But
you got to come down the escalator, though.
Yeah.
Anyone under about 30 right now is going, what in the hell are they talking about?
What are they talking about? Laugh Olympics and Tom Cruise's brother today on the show. Yep.
It's the thing that makes me older than anything is the movies, the pop culture stuff when I was kind of young, but obviously I still am very aware of it. When I'm talking to somebody, 5 years even younger than me, and they go, what are you talking about? I'm going, oh my God. I mean, you still run, because we do it on the show all the time. I mean, there's still people that don't pick up, like, Top Gun references and stuff. And it's like, oh, my God.
It's only 30-something years old.
Well, I know. I mean, what? Jeez. Anyway. All right. We will...
So are there movies? Yeah. Are there movies now that are like those movies, or has the way that we consume, the way that young people, my kids' ages, the way they consume media has changed so dramatically from the way that we consumed media? Will there ever really be any transcendent movies anymore?
Sure. I mean, yes. I think there are.
But they don't go to movies the way that I went to movies or the way that you went to movies.
No, it's so much. It's so much less of an overall scope of what they're consuming. Because I didn't have. Hold on, let me make sure somebody doesn't mess something up real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
One of our pickers was in our admin, and I wanted to make sure we did not lose the document. You probably would be kind of upset by that.
Yeah.
Let's not lose the document. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would that have happened?
Well, nothing. No, we'll talk about it later. It's fine.
Okay.
We got it. That's what it is. I mean, look at me. I've talked about it all the time. Amory had the Twin Cinema. When I was in junior high, we waited until Friday night. We went and watched Titanic. Maybe we went and snuck into the James Bond movie because we weren't old enough to buy the tickets ourselves. But, I mean, that was our social engagement. We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have anything. I mean, it was... I don't recall a phone that would text where I could text on it all the time until my freshman or sophomore year of high school. Even then, we had to do the whole, hey, you got free nights and weekends. So, I mean, I remember telling the people, hey, look, I know it's 6:45. Call me back at 8:15. I mean, I had that going on, too. And my point being, we didn't have all this mass consumption. I mean, we rented movies. We had to keep them for 2 days or 1 day, or it was a huge deal when Movie Gallery went to the 5-day thing, where you got to keep something for 5 days. So it made movies a bigger deal. It made quotes in movies a bigger deal. It made all this stuff a bigger deal. And now TV shows are smarter than movies. These kids can watch the entire series just immediately. I think because of the way things have changed, it lessens the impact that one movie or one quote or one scene has on just sort of the pop culture world that we live in.
Breaking news in college football that could be could shift the paradigm, potentially even in the SEC West. Aaron Suttles, who covers Alabama for The Athletic, reports it is believed that Alabama junior linebacker Dylan Moses suffered a severe injury last night at practice, what we know coming up at 10 on his show 3-Man Front. Ooh. Alabama, already thin at linebacker, loses Dylan Moses if these reports are accurate, and Suttles is really good. He's not writing that without good sourcing.
He knows exactly what's up with Dylan Moses.
Yes. Aaron's terrific. I mean, he knows. Basically, he's got a source that told him just then, hey, look, here's what happened, but you can't go specific because they'll know where you got it. Go vague.
Yeah.
And Aaron says, okay, well, I'll break it vague, and it'll come out specifically within a couple of hours. That's how that works. Okay. Major loss for Alabama, though.
I'm telling you, I read their depth chart, and I thought, obviously it's great, obviously whatever. I've seen it better.
Well, look, everything's on a scale, right? But they've started losing some recruiting battles that they didn't used to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And no, this isn't the hot take that it's over, that Saban dynasty is done. Nope, not saying that. What I am saying is that there are, for the first time, and look, the armor is still incredible, but there are some chinks in it. They've lost some recruiting battles to Clemson, to Georgia. It shows. Just a little. Now, look, if you're Ole Miss or Mississippi State or Arkansas or, hell, Texas A&M or Auburn, LSU, would you trade rosters with LSU today? In a heartbeat. But you wouldn't if you were Clemson, and you wouldn't if you were Georgia. And you might not if you were Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They already lost one linebacker. They lose Moses. They're going with a couple of kids at linebacker. Now, they're real talented kids, but
kids nonetheless.
And so it's a weird league.
We'll obviously see where that's updated. I'm sure it'll be a message board post or thread as well, so we'll have that.
Hey, before we go, Chase, let me tell you, if you guys are still looking for a place to stay for the Arkansas game, for Southeast Louisiana, for Cal, like I said earlier in the show, September chock full of home games in Oxford. May I suggest Home 2 Suites by Hilton Oxford, located at the intersection of South Lamar and Belt Boulevard. It's the newest Hilton property in Oxford, and this all-suite hotel is proud to be locally owned and operated by Ole Miss alums. Home 2 Suites is only 1.5 miles from the Grove. It offers complimentary shuttle service on game weekends. Rooms are still available for all home games, and Home 2 Suites is the perfect hotel for Rebel fans. Every room comes with a refrigerator, freezer, dishwasher, microwave, kitchen supplies, complimentary breakfast, free Wi-Fi throughout the hotel, complimentary washer and dryer, 2 outdoor patio areas. It's pet-friendly. Extended stay rates are available. Hilton Honors Points can be earned and redeemed for bookings. For more information or to book a room, call 662-238-3400 or visit their website, home2oxford.home2suitesbyhilton.com. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook to see exclusive offers and pictures of the property. Home 2 Suites by Hilton, Oxford. We are your home, too.
Back with our podcast tomorrow, plenty at rebelgrove.com, and we will talk to you then.